In 1921, at a time when psychology was still in its infancy and dominated mainly by Freudian ideas, Carl Gustav Jung published a work destined to mark a turning point: Psychological Types. It's not just a simple scientific manual, but rather a visionary text in which the Swiss psychiatrist laid the foundations for a new understanding of human personality. Observing his patients and reflecting on the differences between philosophers, artists, and ordinary people, Jung asked himself a fundamental question: why can intelligent and sensitive individuals interpret reality in such radically different ways? From this intuition arose his great classification of psychological types. One of the most famous contributions of the book is the distinction between two fundamental attitudes. Introversion, the orientation toward the inner world, thoughts, emotions, and imagination. Extraversion, it's all about the openness toward the external world, relationships, concrete experiences, and action. These two polarities, they're not just mere labels. They actually represent true modes of relating to life, shaping an individual's character, choices, and even relationships. Alongside attitudes, Jung identified four main functions that regulate psychic activity. Thinking, which judges and evaluates through logic, and feeling, which attributes value and guides through emotion. Sensation, which perceives what is concrete and real, and intuition, which, grasps possibilities, connections, and future visions. From the combination of these functions with introversion or extraversion arise the different psychological types, a model that still today forms the foundation of many modern personality analysis tools. But, psychological types is not just a taxonomy of the mind. Jung actually infused it with philosophical, historical, and cultural reflections, comparing his models with the great thinkers of the past, from Kant to Nietzsche, and from Goethe to Freud. The work then becomes a bridge between psychology and culture, showing how different ways of thinking have influenced not only individuals but really the entire history of ideas. More than a century after its publication, Psychological Types retains extraordinary relevance. It not only introduced concepts that have entered everyday language, such as introvert and extrovert, but also laid the foundations for understanding how psychological diversity is a resource, not a limitation. Jung's vision invites us to recognize our strengths and our shadow zones, to understand that each type has its own function and value, and that balance is born from dialogue between differences. Psychological Types is therefore not only a book of psychology, it is a journey into the human soul, an invitation to look with new eyes at the mystery of personality and to explore the depths of the psyche. With this work, Carl Gustav Jung offers us a map that still guides us today in understanding ourselves and others, reminding us that inner diversity does not divide but enriches the great mosaic of human experience.